Yeah, I know it's been a while since I made a video, but you know how it is. I decided to come back on here and start back making my videos. I was taking a break because I was trying to get back into my workout and stuff. You know, I had well, I couldn't work out. I had fell off on my workout for a minute, and so that's why I was making the videos daily. So now I gotta since I'm back working out on a regular basis, which I thank God for, because I was feeling like miserable not being able to work out and stuff like that. So I said once I got back used to that and getting back physically motivated, once I got back over to that, then I could start back getting off into my videos, because this is something I want to do. Get in my studio. That's what I'm down here doing right now, cleaning up my studio, trying to set stuff up, set up for my videos, set up for recording, uh, a lot of stuff, man. I got a lot. Since I'm not able to work, that's what I'm trying to do. Get back and able to work. I feel like I'm able to work, but I got to listen to the doctors and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna complain, man. I thank God for where I'm at right now, physically. Like real talk, I thank God for where I'm at right now, physically. And yeah, shoes, man. I'm down in the studio, man. Listen to some music. Probably about to get something started, man. Hopefully, I can get something started. Shoes today. I've been down here putting in a little work, but I'm cleaning up, mostly cleaning up and organizing stuff. Listening to some beats. Some that's gonna motivate me and just get me more active in what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I'm down here trying to put in some work. But what I wanted to say is, I thank everybody for praying. Really, I really ain't really been really on, thinking about what I've been going through, because I got a nephew, man. He been kind of he been down, man. So I've been really, like, we've been really praying for him, man. He had to have a heart transplant, and so far so good. We prayed. God found him a heart, like, fast, and from what I hear, he doing pretty good. He's not in Flint, so I can't really move around like that to get there. But hopefully next month I'll be able to start back moving around freely like I want to. But this ain't like every week. Doctors calling me, and I gotta come in and get checked out and that checked out. Whatever they can do to get some money, that's what they gonna do. I ain't nothing but a hustle to them. I'm their job, so they're gonna continue to call, and it's gonna be an appointment. Whenever I agree with it, they're gonna do it. But I'm trying to get right, so I gotta just follow the script right now. So, but yeah, I ain't really too much worried about me. I'm worried about him. That's my nephew. He a good man, a good father, and you know, that's how I look at life, man. There's always somebody that needs your prayer, and that's going through life just like you going through life. A lot of us going through life. That's why I don't, when a lot of people see me, I know they be thinking like, shoot, man, I thought he was gonna be down and miserable and crying and all that. Hey, no, man, I'm still alive, man, and I'm able to do probably more than what I was doing before I got sick. So, oh, I ain't complaining about nothing, man. Everybody got problems, man. All of us got problems, man. The thing is, you gotta look at your blessings. So, I look at my blessings, man. It's a blessing to be able to, what I'm saying, to get up, go work out, and walk around and do what you got to do. I feel better than I was before I got sick, and that's because, God put me in a position to take care of myself. And I got a lot to do, but, and I didn't fail back a little bit in a couple things, but I, I, I can feel myself getting better and feel myself being able to do it, because I'm able to do a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't able to do before I went in the hospital and had to deal with the stuff I had to deal with. But that's how I tell my wife that all the time. Like, baby, I'm way. I tell everybody like that, man. I'm way because I know how I was feeling, and a lot of us be putting stuff off, man, and don't be wanting to go take care of ourselves and be trying to deal with stuff, man. I probably never deal with something like that again, man. Just sitting up dealing with pain and you know what I'm saying, just sitting up hurting and don't want to go to the doctor and stuff like that, man. I'll never do that again. Oh, I'm doing what I got to do, you know. And I thought I was doing what I had to do, but you don't know what's wrong with you until you start going to get checked out and start, you know. And like I say, when you get up in age, man, you got to start taking care of yourself, man. We be thinking we got it, man, and we really don't be having it. So that's what I preach to people every time I talk to them, man. Listen, man, take care of yourself, man. And you got to love yourself, man. Listen, man, and people be knowing what's wrong with them, or people be knowing something ain't right, or you know, people just know them they self. So when you know yourself, you know something ain't right, man. Fix it. Go get it fixed, or you know, do what you got to do. You know, and but if I wouldn't have, I'm telling you, man, if I wouldn't have had no connection with God, man, that's why I know people get tired of me talking about God and what God did for me because I knew where I was at, man. Like I really knew where I was at, and when I asked God to change my life and change a lot of stuff in my life, you know, like I was at rock bottom mentally. You know, like financially, I was straight. You know, I had everything I needed. I wasn't broke. I wasn't, you know, 2 or 3 cars. My relationship wasn't really that bad. It just was me being unappreciative of what I asked God for because I was asking God for everything that I got, but I wasn't recognizing it and paying attention that he was solving a lot of problems that I was having because he was solving every problem that I had, and I wasn't being thankful, and I still was complaining like something was wrong or like I didn't have what I need and the things that I need. And I, you know, but I kept praying though, and I just kept praying, and God probably just got fed up with me praying so much. It's like, man, I done gave you everything you wanted, and you still acting like you struggling and you hurting and all of that type of stuff. And I was, man, I was being real. I wouldn't say selfish, but I was being real ignorant of the things that you know what I'm saying, what God was doing for me, and I just wasn't paying attention. I just still was being selfish. So when God came to me and told me, "Listen, man, I can take you out whenever I want to take you out," and once God, because I guess He got tired of me praying and asking for stuff that I already had. Because we ignore our blessings. I'm telling you, we will sit up and we will pray for something and we will ignore it, and it'll be smooth and God will be got us through it, and we don't even recognize that we done got through the problem and what we done asked God to fix in our life, and He'll be done fixed it, and we'll be done ignored all that and still be sitting up crying about. We find something else to cry about, and I think that's why God came to me and was really and got on my head and was like, "Look, man, you everything you done asked me for, I done gave it to you, and you still complaining and you still not doing what you supposed to do, which is be thankful and recognize what God has been doing for me, and let other people know what God do for me." You know, and that's where a lot of us go wrong at because we'll be praying and we'll be doing what we're supposed to do first, praying and asking God for to fix stuff in our lives, but we don't acknowledge when it's being fixed or when it has been fixed. Because I'm telling you, I was down, like all the way down, and everything I prayed for, God gave it to me. I'm talking about probably 10 times fold. And I wasn't even paying any attention, man. I was just living life and just blaming, you know what I'm saying? Just miserable for nothing. Just straight up just miserable. They weren't complaining about nothing. I mean, didn't have nothing to complain about, but complaining about everything. And once God, I guess God got tired of me praying and asking him to fix stuff for me. And once he did, once he came to me and told me, and then I said, listen, God, well, because I was killing myself. Like I was literally killing, and I think, and that's another reason I say that why I be so thankful because I think God really gave me a warning sign. Like you sick and you don't even know you sick. But man, I'm telling you, man, I was drinking like for nothing, just getting. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it was bad. You know, I think about that stuff and look at that stuff and how I was at the time and what I was doing. I was like, man, I was just man, it's embarrassing. You can look back at yourself and be like, man, you'll get embarrassed, man, of some of the stuff that you was doing. Like I tell people, man, I was like, it was times I ain't even know how I got in my house, man. I come home from work and be drinking from the time I got off work. Sometimes be drinking at work and then get off work and come home, go to the store before I get to the driveway, drink, go back to the don't even come in the house, man, and then wake up on my living room floor, man. My neighbor just told me she was bringing me in the house sometimes. Just, you know what I'm saying? So that was God. That was God watching over me then. You know, so I'm like, man, you know, and then I just think, man, it just be, I'm telling you, man, the punishment of it all is, man, what if I'd have been out? And I think about this every day. That's why I be thanking God. I be like, I know you've been watching over me because I think about what if I would have hit somebody and killed somebody, or you know what I'm saying, just did something stupid, or just went all the way stupid. Or somebody would have killed me, or I'd have been drunk and too drunk and thinking I could fight 3 or 4 niggas. Excuse my language, and then they would have ended up getting on my head and you know what I'm saying, beating me to death. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like I was in shape or my body was physically able to handle it. I'm drinking all the time, so I ain't just because you think you in shape, you don't be in shape. I ain't knew how bad a shape I was in until I stopped drinking. When I stopped drinking and started working out, I was like, "Oh, you messed up. You all the way messed up." And it was something farther than that because after a couple of years, when I finally got off into it, after a year or so, when I say, "All right, man, I'm gonna start going to the doctor." I've been working out for over a year. I'm gonna go to the doctor. Went to the doctor. They found something. So now, you know, now I got to deal with that. But I'm still trying to, you know. But if God wouldn't have came to me and told me to fix that, I need to get myself together. And so once God told me that, and I knew it was God telling me that, I say, listen, say, God, I can't do it by myself. I need you to help me fix this and get this right. And I was like, you're gonna have to take some stuff away from me. You're gonna have to take some people out of my life. You know, you're gonna have to help me recognize when I'm being tempted, you know, and I just kept praying. And those were the prayers that I prayed. I prayed against temptation and I prayed against wanting to be around certain people. And I had a best friend. My best friend was my drinking partner. And I was doing so much stuff. You know, I had to quit my job. So I had to go to a whole nother job. Cut my best friend off every time he was calling me. I was giving him excuses. I wasn't going to see him and I was just cutting him off. And he didn't work at the time. So he was able to do everything he wanted to do and just live life like he wanted to live life. You know, he was drinking all day and all that, waiting on me to get off work, meeting me at the store on my lunch break. We drinking. I'm going back to work, getting off work. We drinking and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending money for all of that, just wasting money. You know, paying for both our habits at the time. You know, every now and then he have a few dollars to do what he got to do, but you know, that's where I was headed. You know, even though it didn't get to that, that's where I was headed. If God would have allowed things to go on as long as it did, that's where I would have been. I know I would have been there. But the thing is, you know, I asked God to take some people out of my life and change my way of thinking, or help me recognize when I'm being tempted. And I started doing other things, man, going in different directions. Started making different turns and everything. Like I ain't been in the liquor store, man. It was probably like 2 years, cause there's nothing in the liquor store for me. So I don't even go in liquor stores. I don't, you know, I was doing other things that I wasn't supposed to do, so I had to change a lot of that stuff too. But I thank God for I thank God for just coming to me, man, and giving me another chance. Because if he wouldn't, I think I would have been deceased. I wouldn't be here. Because I'm telling you, shortly after God came to me and told me I need to change or he gonna take me out, my best friend passed away. I was at work one day and got a call. He passed away. And he was way younger than me. I think I was like 9, 10 years older than him. He was younger than me, but he was a but I ain't gonna say the level of alcoholism he was on, but he was up there, and I prayed that God take all of that stuff out of my life. And I think about that every day because I be thinking like, shoot, I hope my prayers that wasn't the way God answered my prayers. But I think if my friend was still alive, I would have probably backslid by now, and that cause that when you either if I wouldn't have backslid, we wouldn't have been friends because I ain't friends with a lot of people right now. I love a lot of people. I wouldn't say I ain't friends with them, but it's just stuff I won't do. It's places I won't go. It's stuff that I won't allow myself to be around, and that's just me, and that's my spirituality, me being my connection with God, man, because I like my connection with God, man. And I think, by me standing my ground with what I want and how I want it and my relationship with God, because my relationship with God is first. And, it's God, my wife, and my family. And, you know, that's just how it is with me because I just know that God did what he did for me, man. It just ain't no way around it. It ain't no way around it, man. Cause I'm telling you, man, it's a blessing to just feel the way I feel. If y'all, if I just be hoping, I just pray that everybody could get that connection with God because the feeling is different. It's a different feeling, And I ain't saying you got to be just all off into it and but acknowledging God and knowing what he do for you and knowing that God is shielding you and covering you and knowing all you got to do is sit back and pay attention to your surroundings and be thankful every now and then. You're supposed to be thankful all day, every day. Once you wake up, you're supposed to be thankful. And then you get through your day, man, won't he do it? Man, I need to shave too, man. I ain't shaving. That's why I got my hat on, because I got that papoose going on up here. But yeah, man, I'm finna start doing my videos more and more. They ain't gonna be this all the time, but every chance I get to acknowledge what's been done for me, I will get on here and say something about that, and I would acknowledge some people that I know God is working for and doing stuff for. But mainly, it's finna be I'm finna plug basically my YouTube. So that's really what I want to do. Focus on my YouTube and getting back to work, man. 'Cause it's sitting around not doing nothing, man. That's why when I go to the gym, man, I be up in there for like 3 hours, man. I know once I leave their shoes, it's back to sitting down but I'm gonna get more active with this. I think these YouTube videos, man, to try to build something. And it's been building. I've been getting a few little subscribers and a few views, and people don't like to share and don't, because people be expecting you to fail or expecting you to give up. But it ain't gonna happen with me. I ain't giving up on myself, and I know what God do for me and what He telling me to do. I ain't giving up. Shoot, you can give up on yourself if you want to. Shoot, you all you got. After God, you all you got. You can't expect nobody to support you or do support yourself. That's what I've been doing. Man, I'm telling you, and God be telling me like, man, you got everything you need to get where you trying to get. You just got to put in some work. So that's what I'm finna do. Put in the work. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas, and a lot of stuff that I want to do. It's just about putting in the work. I got my energy back, so I'm finna put in some work. It is what it is. Y'all have a good day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share my video. Quit hating. I'm the one. I'm behaving. I'm the one supposed to behave.